Hi everyone, this is Maiwa and glad to have you here again. I just want to talk about a subject matter that I've been posting about in my handles about selflessness. So I just want to reiterate it here, that the importance or the true concept of selflessness. We live in a world that is so selfish and self-centered in nature. In fact, the society has been made to become a place where it's like the tug of war. It's like we are in competition with one another. And sadly enough, many of us, even as believers, are all prey of this. And I think it's high time we begin to see ourselves, see the society, see the world we live in from a different perspective. Because sometimes you can see a cup is dirty, not just because the cup is dirty, but because of the lens you are using to see that object. So if we begin to change our perspective, I believe our actions, our reactions, our attitudes and behaviors towards certain things will begin to change. So in the concept of selflessness, like we said in the post, that selfishness or being selfish is the ability to think and act in the interest of your own self based on your desires, your needs for your own self and only for yourself. But to be selfless means to be concerned with other people's interests, other people's desires and needs beyond yourself. Being concerned more of others than you. This makes me want to say this, that the visions of God or the purposes of God for your life will demand a great degree of selflessness for you to be able to excel and fulfill that assignment. Because God does not just give you a vision or a purpose for you and you alone. No. We see that in the very nature of God, that for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, just because He wanted to win a dying world, a sinful world, back to Himself. He entered into the nature of selflessness to be able to achieve that feat. So for everything that you will want to do, for everything God has ordained you to do, it will demand upon you selflessness to achieve that. Because the visions of God is not just to bless you primarily. You get blessed when it begins to serve the purpose of blessing humanity. When people begin to experience the goodness and the graciousness of God through your life, that is where your satisfaction and fulfillment should lie. So being selfless is a very important virtue, is a priceless nature that should be imbibed, that should be walked into our very being. We should begin to change the narratives of how we live our lives. That our life should not just be lived for the pleasure and the glory of ourselves alone, but for that of others. I hope this has blessed you. See you another time. Please.